So this time we'll dig a bit deeper into the options of rendering with V-Ray Standalone, and we'll batch render some scenes without the usage of a render manager. This way you can render several scenes overnight, and when using the render on slaves only option you can render all your scenes in the background while still being productive on your main workstation. These are the 3 scenes we're going to batch render in this video. The approach is pretty simple. You just go to the V-Ray menu and select Render with V-Ray Standalone. In this video we are also using the options to render on the slaves only, so we have to enable Use Distributed Rendering and disable to render on local machine. We're not going to render directly, but we will export the scene files only, and together with the scene file V-Ray will also create a bat file for us that contains all the command line options needed. Since there is no browse options to select a location for our VR scene file, we have to manually paste the path information into this field. In my case, I've created some folder structure on my computer and copy and paste its location. Also, when batch rendering several scenes, be sure to enable auto close when finished, otherwise the render task will pause after the first render until the render window is closed manually and won't render the following tasks. You then just type in the name and the file format for your image and hit save. The VR scene file together with the according bat file will be generated. If you take a closer look at the bat file, you can see all the command line options being used, like the VR scene file that is being used, the number of threads, render regions and so on. You can manually change or add commands if needed. More information about the command line options can be found in the V-Ray Standalone docs on the Chaos Group website. We are now repeating what we did in our first scene. V-Ray for Modo already uses the same values like in our first scene, so we only need to define the image names of our render. And the same goes for the third scene. This one takes a little bit longer than the others, since the first 2 scenes only contains references to V-Ray proxy files. At the end, this last VR scene file is about 360 MB in size. In our last step, we will open the bat files and copy and paste their content into one single bat file. This is the bat file that is being used for rendering, and it will batch render all the tasks.